Hello to everyone here. This is the third video of the chapter Python Pandas, covering the last topic, that is advanced operation on pandas, which will include pivoting, sorting and aggregation. So here we shall begin with the first topic, pivoting. So now what is pivoting? It gives summary technique that works on tabular data. Tabular data means data frame. It rearranges the data from rows and columns. Whatever rows and columns are there in the tabular data can be rearranged. That is, rows can be converted or rows can be transformed into columns and columns can be transformed into rows. It has two different functions. First is pivot and second is pivot table. Both the functions are different from each other, so one by one we'll see what is pivot and pivot table. Here is the syntax for pivot. Syntax is data frame dot pivot. There are three attributes of pivot. First is index, second is column, third is values. We all know that index is to specify rows, columns is to specify columns, value is to specify the values what are needed in the table. So now here we'll see one example. There is one data frame. Name of the data frame is df. In that data frame there is a table. In that table there are three columns: tutor, classes and country, and there are three rows. Accordingly, values are given for that rows. Now here we shall apply pivot function. Now there are three attributes: index, columns and values. df is what? df is this table. So this method will be applied on this particular table and will be stored in df1. So what is going to happen? Now index is what? To specify the rows, and what I want in rows, I want country in rows. So this column will act as rows. Second is columns. Columns से मुझे क्या चाहिए? Tutor. So this column will act as name of the columns. So here it will be tutor, here it will be A, B and C. Now third attribute is values. Values मतलब इसके अंदर हमें डेटा क्या चाहिए? Classes. Classes में जो डेटा है that I want over here. So according to the combination we have to go. First is USA and A. Combination of USA and A में क्या आता है? 12. So USA and A. So यहाँ पे क्या आएगा? 12. Next is UK. UK and B. That is UK and B. So यहाँ पे क्या आएगा? 11. Third is India and C. So यहाँ पे क्या आएगा? India and C. 10th. Now here there is no combination for USA and B. USA and A का ही combination है. There is no combination for USA and B. No combination for USA and C and rest of the values. So here there won't be any data. Here it will be not a value. हर जगह पे जहाँ पे भी डेटा फिजिबल नहीं है वहाँ पे क्या आएगा? Not a value. So here we can see this table can be rearranged in this manner as well. That is the use, or that is the function of pivot. Now we will see practically how pivoting function works in Python. So here we'll see one example. Import pandas as PD. Pandas I'm taking because I need to use dictionary. Dictionary I'm going to create to store my tabular data. Same table I have used tutor, classes and country with same values in that. Here I'm going to create a data frame. Name of my data frame is df equals to pd.dataframe dictionary. This dictionary over here, it means it will act as a data frame. Print df, this thing has to be printed. Here I'm going to take one more data frame. Name of the data frame is df1 equals to df.pivot, index equals to country, column equals to tutor and values equals to classes. Print df1. Now we shall run this program and see. You can see in the output there are three columns: tutor, classes and country, and there are three values in that. After pivoting, the data frame will turn into This will act as, that is, this first column will act as the column names. This country column will act as the rows, and here wherever there is no value it will be not a value, and wherever there are values it will be printed like this. Now here we have seen pivot function. Now we shall see pivot table. Now there are some limitation in pivot function, so the second function, that is pivot table, will overcome the limitation of pivot. So now we will see what is the difference between pivot and pivot table. Now here, using this example, we will see why pivot has some limitation. Here I have taken one data frame. Name of my data frame is DF. There are 3 columns: student, marks and country. Now according to syntax, pivot has 3 attributes. First attribute is index. So country will act as the index, column will act as the students, and values will be marks. Now here you can see the values are repeated. So whenever you are going to collect the data, the value will not be repeated. Now see, what is the syntax? According to syntax, index place पे आना चाहिए country. So index place पे आ गया country. Columns में आना चाहिए student. So columns में आ गया student. अब देखो यहाँ पे जो country है उसमें 2 वैल्यूज़ रिपीट हुए हैं. सो इंडेक्स प्लेस पे वो वैल्यू सिर्फ एक बार हम यूज़ करेंगे. कॉलम नेम में स्टूडेंट में 2 स्टूडेंट के नेम सेम है, बट यहाँ पे हम सिर्फ 2 नाम लिखेंगे, दैट इज़ A एंड B. As we know, column and rows name cannot have same values. So यहाँ A and B will act as a column. But here come the problem, because B has 2 different values, that is 300 and 400. Values में हमें क्या लेना है? Marks. So यहाँ पे UK and A, that is USA and A. USA and A में क्या आएगा? Marks 100. Same USA and B, there is no combination of USA and B, so यहाँ पे आएगा not a value. Same UK and A, UK and A में कुछ नहीं है, so यहाँ पे आएगा not a value. And here UK and B, here UK and B का एक वैल्यू है 300, UK and B का दूसरा वैल्यू है 400. Here there will be an error, as there are 2 values over here. Which value should be printed over here? It will create an ambiguity and it will give you an error. Now practically we will see the same thing. Here is the example. Import pandas as PD. I am using dictionary to store my data, which has 3 columns: student, marks and country. DF is name of my data frame. DF equals to data frame dictionary print DF, that is this dictionary has to be printed. DF1, now DF1 is my another data frame in which I'm going to use pivot function. Index columns equals to student and values equals to marks. Now we will run this program. Now here you can see error. What is this error? Index contain duplicate entries. So because of that we cannot use pivot function. So now to solve this error we have one more function, that is pivot table. What does pivot table does? It aggregates the multiple entry present for a row column combination. You need to specify type of aggregation. Now if there are multiple values, it is going to perform an aggregation method. Aggregation में you can use sum, mean, average, whatever aggregation you want to be performed on that duplicate values, you can use pivot table function. We will see the syntax. Data frame.pivot table with 4 attributes: index, column and values. These 3 attributes we have seen in pivot function work same for pivot table. And there is one more attribute, aggfun. Aggfun is nothing but to specify what aggregation function has to be used with the same multiple entries. Now we will see practically the use of pivot table function. Now here I am using the same program. Here you can see a dictionary is used: student, marks, country. I am going to print this dictionary in data frame. Then I am going to use, instead of here pivot, I am going to use pivot table. Now we will run this program. Okay, now you can see over here there is no error, and here the value is 350. Now how does the value came over here? You can see here 300 and 400. So whenever aggregation function is not specified, by default aggregation is average. Average of 300, 400, it is going to give us 350. Now we will see here if I want aggregation function to be provided as sum. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to use one more attribute, that is aggg function, and the name of the aggregation function is sum. Now we will save and we'll run the program. Now you can see the answer, that is the combination of B and UK is 700. Why? Because 300 plus 400, 700. Over here it was 350. By default it means aggregation function, if not specified with pivot table function, it is going to perform average. So now we shall begin with the second topic, that is sorting. Sorting refers to arranging values in a particular order. Now we all know sorting means order by is your ascending, otherwise descending. Values can be sorted on the basis of a specific column or columns. It means on a single column you can perform sorting, or on a multiple columns you can perform sorting. Can be arranged in ascending or descending order. Whenever it's about sorting, there are two types in which a column can be sorted, that is ascending or descending. Now here we can see the syntax. The syntax is data frame dot sort values. Now what is the function we are going to use for sorting? Sort values. Now there are different attributes. One by one we will see the attribute. First attribute is by, which specify the columns on which we have to perform sorting. Second is axis. Axis equals to 0 or 1. Specifies whether we want to sort row wise or column wise. Next attribute is ascending. Ascending equals to true. By default, if you're not going to specify the sorting should be in ascending or descending, by default it is going to be ascending. And if you want that the sorting should be done in a descending manner, then you're supposed to write ascending equals to false. Next is in place. In place means sorting should work on the same place or not. Whenever you're doing sorting, it should replace the same values or it should create a new place. Next is kind. There are many types of sorting techniques like bubble sort, quick sort, that can be specified over here. What type of sorting does the data frame require? By default it is going to do quick sort. And the last attribute is NA position equals to last. There are two values for NA position, that is last and first. NA position means not a value should come at the first position or at the last position. Now here we will see one example. I've taken 5 columns, name, test 1, 2, 3 and 4, and there are 15 values, that is 15 rows in this table. I have created a CSV file. CSV stands for comma separated values. Now this file I can directly use in my Python programming. So now we will see how does sorting work practically. Okay, now I'm going to import pandas as PD. My data frame equals to pd.read.csv. Now this file, what I have created an Excel file, I'm going to save it as CSV format, and here using function read CSV, I'm going to import the same file. Print data frame, and I'm going to use one more data frame, df1 equals to df. Name of my function is sort values. By equals to test3. Test3 is name of my one column. So whatever sorting has to be done, that sorting will take place with the help of this column. Now I will run the program. Okay, now here you can see here this is my data frame, that is this is my table, and that table, now you can see here column 4.0, 7.0, 7.08. It is arranged in an ascending manner, and all the not NA n, that is not a value, has come down because I have not specified the attribute, that is NA position. Now if I want this NA to come in the first place, So for that I need to add an attribute, that is NA position equals to first. So whatever NaN, that is not a value, is there, that will come on first position. I will run the program. Now here you can see NaN, all the NaN position has come on the first value. After that ascending order is performed on the remaining values. Now, so if I want descending to be performed, I'm going to use the attribute ascending and the value is to be false. So I will run the program. You can see over here NaN has come to the first position and the sorting is performed in a descending manner. So here is the last topic, aggregation. In our previous video I've described about aggregation and different methods of aggregation. All the methods we have seen in the last video. Here there is one more method, that is MAD. MAD stands for mean absolute deviation. As we have used all the function, same way we have to use MAD function and we can see the output of that function. So here we end with the chapter of Python Pandas. Thank you.